Oh, hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Amy. This is Feather Trail Tarot, and welcome to this episode of Grow Me Up. I do apologize that I skipped a week. I had a lot going on, and I just needed to recharge, if I must be honest. I'm a busy woman. But anyway, the topic of this week is entitled The Seeds of the Laid Path. And what this means is we take experiences and we take them as seeds. That could be from people, that could be from taking a walk and getting an epiphany. They're all seeds. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Some seeds are lessons and some are blessings. Okay, so you just have to figure out what you're going to gain. Once that seed is planted, it turns and it grows into a tree. What you gain from the knowledge of the tree and what kind of fruit it bears is all about your perception. Just remember that. Shit falling apart in your life, you're wishing it was better. Guess what? Find a way to see the happiness and the good in it. Actually attach yourself to it and use it as fuel. That's how you make it grow into a tree. Anyhow, I wrote you guys a poem, as usual. And this poem is about a woman named Alice Stone Blackwell. She is the daughter of Lucy Stonewall. In fact, the name Stone Cider, hard cider, is named after them. Okay, so Lucy Stone was a journalist. She was a women's rights activist. She helped change and rewrite the Fifth Amendment. She also made it so it was legal for African Americans to vote. And when I was originally looking, I was just looking for women farmers because of seeds and fruit trees. And I came across this. But Alice Stone Blackwell, she was an apple farmer. And in fact, this poem is entitled Humble Fruit Pie. So I'm going to go ahead and read this to you guys really fast, okay? So, give me 1 second. Okay. Alice Stone placed the seeds carefully. She created a path. They will grow from the earth and embrace the glow from the sun. We reap what we sow in the hopes that a tree will grow. Rotten, unworthy fruit will be left for the crows. Nothing will be wasted, but yet plucked from their nose. One day, out of nowhere, a tree had a rose. She picked the fruit off the tree. I'm going to make an apple pie. I'm going to share it with the needy, bringing the goodness of the seed given to me from God and Mother Earth, and they shall give birth, birthing the gift of inspiration and the light of admiration. What do you think of the ending of that? Birthing the gift of inspiration and the light of admiration. Be inspired. The plant you see is something that is either in the past or in the present. You plant it. It goes right in the ground. right? Be thankful. Admiration. Be thankful for the seed, regardless if it's a blessing or a lesson. You wouldn't be who you are if you wouldn't have the good and the bad in your life. We all have seeds that we've laid as a path. What you take from it to create the fruit, these fruit trees, metaphorically anyway. If you want them to turn into the fruits of your labor or the fruits of crap, is honestly your perception. That's all it is. It's all about perception. Nothing more, nothing less. And I feel that the way the world is now, we need to be grateful and thankful for everything. We don't know how much longer we have here on earth. There's a lot of things going on. So, anyway, as you lay these paths and experience these things from people, experience these things from just experiences, regardless of what they are. I don't care if you took a walk down the street and it was something as simple as having an encounter with maybe the birds outside. Maybe you had an encounter with a dog. It came up to you and you pet it, and maybe it uplifted your day. Maybe you've seen, kids outside playing outside in the sun, laughing, hearing the children laugh. Inspiration and admiration. Okay? I also wanted to talk to you guys and tell you, speaking of seeds and paths and fate and destiny, people going on these journeys to their calling. I feel very inspired by feathers. I feel like I follow them and they've led me to this path. Those are in a lot of ways the seeds that have been laid for me. Okay. I actually wanted to tell you guys a story about a conversation I had with my dad. Hey, Dad. I love you so much. But this is a conversation I had with my dad. He was telling me, he's like, Amy, I just, I'm really, really busy with my garden. And it takes a lot of my time. I'm tired. But I bought this expensive new camera. And I'm feeling a little bit guilty because I don't have time to take pictures. By the time I'm done with my garden, I'm tired and I don't have energy. I usually like to take a walk, but it's been so hot, and so I just haven't been using it. But I feel bad because I paid a lot of money for this camera. And I said, I see, Dad. I could see that. I could see how that would be frustrating. But maybe there's a balance. Maybe isn't giving up the garden for the camera and isn't giving up the camera for the garden. I said, right now, when we get off the phone, I want you to take that camera with you outside when you go into your backyard. Do what you gotta do with your garden. If you see a shot, take the picture. Maybe you see pictures in the garden itself. Maybe you see birds in the distance. Maybe you see bugs. Whatever it is. Hold that camera. If you need to set the camera down because you need to, touch, you got your hands, you need both hands to do what you're doing in the garden, then you set the camera down and do what you got to do. This is going to actually excite you and enlighten you. And then when you're done with your garden, and you're going to go and you're going to take a shower, and you're going to actually have energy to be able to want to take a walk. And I really feel that is going to lead you to the path, to your calling. You might not even realize it, but you might be laying a path out for yourself. You might be planting the seeds to your fate. Sometimes, we go down a road and we don't realize that we are being led down this road for a reason. My mom, she always says everything happens for a reason. Nothing is accidental, coincidental. It's all part of a plan. There's a plan for all of us. I love you too, Mom. Just know that. So anyhow, he then realized, he says, you know what? You're right. I didn't even think about it that way. Huh. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to go now. You go out there, take your camera with you. I love you very much. And as soon as we got off the phone, I just couldn't help but think about that, the symbolicness behind it. Because we're over here talking about seeds. He's tending to his garden. We plant things. We don't realize it, but they lead us somewhere. We need to trim the fat of these things that don't serve us any longer. They don't matter. The only thing about the past that matters is that it made you stronger. That's it. You cannot go back in a time machine and change anything. But what you can do is take the knowledge from it, plant it in the ground, and grow an amazing, badass tree. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the poem. That poem was a little bit complicated because that's that person I was writing about. That's a part of American history. And I didn't really necessarily mean to stumble upon it, but look at that, see? I was just doing research on a woman apple farmer, and all of a sudden here I'm planting the seed of knowledge. And I led myself into a piece of American history. Had no idea that Stone Cider was named after the Stone family, who were journalists and women's rights activists and helping and fighting to make it so African Americans could vote. Things that we take now as today as a society is for granted. We take it for granted. We take the simplicity for granted. I think I have said enough, and I love you all. And until next time, keep your head open, your eyes open, and keep in your zen. Do not let anybody or anything knock you off your feet. All right. You guys have a good one. Namaste.